And now we have Poketuber professors in Amber
Hello,
episode
everyone.
33.
I'm Gabe, and today we'll be starting the post-game content for Pokemon Amber.
And next week you'll get to see my Pokemon team for Amber, as well as episode 35, of course.
Stopping her just before she
and then I'll do the
unleash
DLC in the next couple
legendary
weeks.
Pokemon.
I'm not doing the full Pokédexes though for obvious reasons. You probably all assume that in the compilation video, just like. Figured I'd say so. Although I appreciate him making a full Pokedex. Makes it much easier to make your own team, rather than going through the entire show again, right?
Saturday, February 4th at noon Central Time. Plop that on your calendar, and I'll see you there for a fun Q&A.
I think it's safe to say I missed the date.
Passed, but you have returned to the Cenizone lab to check on the nefarious dormant legendary.
We're
to your
back.
surprise,
Lovely.
you find Grant working at the control panel.
Oh, don't tell me you're
good.
possessed
You're
too.
I've been busy trying to learn all I can about this strange legendary Pokemon. It seems as though Professor Ginkgo was collecting the missing pieces that were scattered all across the Paleon region in the distant past.
Are these gonna be like the
We hope to
Zygarde
introduce them
pieces
back
in
to
the
dormant
Ultra
Pokemon in
games?
hopes of awakening. Luckily, she didn't get that chance. But it looks like there are still some more of those strange rocks out there.
Basically,
I'm sure
yes.
that nobody else
So
gets the
hopefully
same
you don't need
idea.
to collect
We should
100 of
the
those
remaining pieces
funkers.
so that they can all be contained securely. Here, I've rigged up a scanner that
I
shows you
collected
where they are.
90. I think it was Ultra, I think it was the original Sun Moon, but either way, I collected 99 of those motherfuckers. I'm one short, I'm just like, I am not searching this entire island for one small piece of thing for Zygarde. No.
Lab, you are greeted by the newly
But
appointed
Zygarde's perfect
Professor
form is pretty
Psycat.
baller. I love Perfect Cell.
There you are. I just
good
wanted
design
to
either
thank
way.
you again for stopping Professor Ginkgo in time.
You're welcome.
She's
Now we're
taking
gonna
a
wake it up.
much-needed break
What?
in Alola. I did want to let you know that some visiting
Alola?
professors from other regions have shown up to aid me with research. Just to give them the appropriate clearance, I've designated them the grass, fire, water, electric, psychic, and fairy type head
So
researchers.
that's how we get to
You
16.
may want to track them down to gain further insight on this region's past and increase that access code level even higher.
Taking a look at your map again, you now have elemental
that's
icons
cool.
showing where these other professors are. You also remember that there were 3 restricted gates across the Paleon region, each labeled with a large 18. You'll
18,
need to
that was
track
16.
down these visiting researchers and get all of their access codes
Interesting.
if you want to
I like
get through
that.
the
Had it
final
behind
access
post
gates.
game. And odds are behind
Since
some
nearby,
post gates
you
are going to
head
be those
north
frickin'
to the
floating things. You know they're going to put
platform
one
where
behind
the water
each.
type icon indicates. You soon spot a friendly researcher in plaid. Austin is a researcher from the Cascade region and is all too happy to get a battle in. In fact, you'll need to battle all of these
I know
visiting
that's
researchers.
Locks and Noggin.
Austin has a full team of Pokemon from the Cascade region. Vaquamail, Sanuk, Garuchi,
I
Umbralu,
like it.
Glaciulim, which actually isn't a water type, but acts as a great curveball.
Hey,
and
yeah.
then even a Warcane. Links to Lockston's Cascade region in the description below.
These are all cool designs.
After you
from
defeat
Pokemon.
him, Austin gives you the water type access code.
Shoulda guessed there wouldn't be voice acting. Would be cool, but
discoveries on the Paleon region. He pulls out a stone.
At least he's there at all, right?
Etched into. Some unknown Pokemon has been leaving pictographs around the region.
Ooh.
He explains that the Paleon
Suspicious.
region thrived in ancient times until a legendary Pokemon of extinction arrived and threatened it.
Yeah.
A rival legendary Pokemon arrived
The
to
rival.
stop its rampage, and a vicious battle began. With this
And the
new
battle seemed to
discovery,
wipe out the
you
region.
head south and arrive
So,
in
in other
Cebu
words,
City.
the extinction
You
Pokemon
quickly come
kind of
across
won
a
in a way.
researcher in a stylish jacket. This is Jack, the electric type specialist hailing from the Maza region.
I don't know that
Jack
one.
is all too ready to battle and leads with his Road Raptor.
Ha,
followed
I like
by
the
a
design.
Chizpeka,
They're all going to have a
Kakaracha,
not Pikachu.
Flitjitter, Malharo, and then a Mega Gohila.
Ooh,
A
they got
truly
Megas.
shocking team.
Oh,
And
shush.
there's a link to the rest of Subjectively's Maza region below. Jack gives you the electric type access code before pulling out yet another Pokemon carving. Jack has no
With a
idea
lot of
what
pieces.
Pokemon is making these drawings, but analyzes the images nonetheless. It seems that the Extinction Legendary lost much of its form during the battle. Small
see.
pieces of its body broke off and scattered around the region. In
Ah,
a final
which we
act,
found.
the Extinction Legendary rose into the sky and plummeted back down onto the Paleon region. With that new information, you
So
head
went up
into the
to go
thermal
down
caves
again?
of Mount Paleo.
Okay.
Here, you find a rather hip researcher, insisting that you call him Hoops. He hails from the Norclo region and specializes in psychic type Pokemon.
I like how their little
The
like
two of you
emblems
battle,
are their like
and you have a
YouTube
tough
logos.
time
in a way.
against
I know the
his
noggin is the belt
Itini,
buckle, but I know that's a
Cerebrufo,
cardinal thing.
Cinchilla,
It's so cool to see these
Bubblies,
again.
the non-psychic but adorable Venopine, and even a Mega Grumpig. Check out
It's
more
so
of
cool
Hoop
to
and
see
Hip Hop's
these again.
Pokemon Cardinal series in the description
It's been
below.
so long.
He congratulates
A
you
couple
on
of
the
years, but
victory
still.
and gives you the psychic access code. He also has another strange carving to show off, explaining that the Extinction Legendary's impact obliterated all life in the region.
So in other words, it won in
With
a
its
way,
energy exhausted,
but it was
it
limited
fell
to
into a
this
dormant
region,
state at
nowhere
the bottom
else.
of Palian Bay. Though dormant, its negative aura ensured that nothing would grow in the Palian region. On your
And then
travels
Ginkgo
around the
and their
region,
friend
you
came
also
along and
discover
said,
that the
let's
hotel
make things
back
grow.
on Route 10 is now operational.
Oh, cool.
Talented trainers from all over the world are visiting here and looking for a chance to battle. You take a short break from tracking down professors and collecting legendary stones to battle your way up the increasingly difficult hotel floors. One of the guests is none other than Jim from the Solar region. He
I don't know
shows
that
off
one either.
His Agravelas, Botazoom, Solarian Poliwrath, Poisoverrain,
Oh, okay.
Palletgeist, and the wonderful Rotopon. See more of Pewter
Hey,
City's
these are pretty
Gym
fun
Solar region
designs.
linked below. There's a ton of trainers here at the battle facility. I mean, if you have a Pokemon region of your own, who knows?
I do like how
Maybe
those
you'll be
designs
visiting here
stand out.
too.
Like, I don't want to be
Needing a
offensive or
break
like
from
that,
the
but
cold of Mount Paleo, you
some
fly all the way to the
Poketuber
west
or
side
like
of the island.
Fakemon
And
regions
studying the cliff
designs
faces
do
here, you
blend
find
a
another
little. Again, no
researcher.
offense to
This
anything like
is
that.
Professor Spruce from the
Pokemon
Cornera
designs are
region.
pretty. I don't know this
Unable
guy.
to settle on fire types alone, he also battles you with a number of formidable ground types as well.
I'm just saying, you know.
Say hello to the adorable
But Pokemon has a
Corneran
thing.
Slurpuff, Pyrat,
Quit that slurp up real quick.
Spurfetched, Slowstack, and Corneran Decidueye.
Ooh, that's
Check
cool
out more of
forms. I like
Pragmagic's
it.
Cornera region linked below. Spruce gives you the fire type access
They
code
just look similar because
as quickly
Pokemon
as
art
he
style
can
is set in
because he's
stone,
just
so
too
I guess.
excited to show off his new findings. He pries
Oh,
a
at
new
least they all
stone
fit in the
from the
Pokemon
cliff
world,
face
right?
and studies the carvings on it. He
Sperm.
theorizes that some very intelligent Pokemon must have made these. He explains that with the
Did
threat
it?
neutralized, the opposing legendary had also exhausted itself. But wanting to help rebuild the world, it used the last of its energy to create 3 guiding Pokemon.
Ah.
After this, it too fell into a dormant state. These guiding Pokemon sound like they could be Fey in nature. You book it to the Fairy type researcher who you find has just arrived
Mesprit,
on the
Azrio,
dock at Camp
Yuxi.
Raihan. This is Boreal, fresh off the boat from the Germansburg region.
And I still don't
You
know.
fill her in on
Germansburg,
the
how
other drawings,
original.
And she agrees that they sound like a trio of fairy type Pokemon. She lets out her Pokemon to stretch after their voyage, and you get into another battle. You have to take down her Rabblruptor,
Ooh.
Germansburgian Drovalisk, Fafoon, Croaking, Splendog, and the oh-so-cool Cryocany.
Nice.
Check out more of Boreal Mind's Germansburg region
They're cool.
linked below. She gives you the fairy type research code and recounts what little Psycad had conveyed to her over the phone. It seems that when Professor Ginkgo and Psycad found that helpful legendary, they were unable to awaken it, and instead collected and studied its strange toxic secretions. This led to the technology to restore life to the region.
Ah.
You start to trek
and that's how
through
it
the
all
dense
started.
jungles around the
Interesting.
abandoned lab until you happen upon Ron, a researcher from the Asone region. He
That's a
looks up
cute
from a
elephant
recently
thing.
discovered carving and pats his little elephant. He's excited that you just need the grass type access code that he has, but decides
I
to
hope we
make
get a
it
Pokemon
bit more
region
of a
based off
challenge.
Africa at some
After
time.
a moment
It'd be
of
cool. Plus,
rearranging
Africa's
his
got a lot of
team,
cool
Ron
designs.
sends out a Persephant,
Ooh,
Grassassin, Thunderix,
nice.
Laura Surge,
Ooh, those fiery.
Actite, and even a legendary Macaw.
Is that
Go
legal?
and check out the rest of True Green 7's Asone region down in
Oh,
the
it's True
description.
Green 7's.
Ron
I know that
congratulates
YouTube
but as
Poketuber,
he
but I didn't know he
reaches
had
out
his own
with his ID
Fakemon
bag
region.
to tap it against yours, something swoops down
What?
from the
Hey!
sky and grabs it straight out of his
You
hand.
jerk!
Someone riding a mysterious Pokemon lands in a clearing nearby. He apologizes for taking Ron's
Hi,
access code,
Tempest.
but he slept in and wants in on the fun. This is this is Herman from the Olympia region. From the way he's messing with
Good to
Ron,
see him
they
again.
appear to be good friends. Ron sighs and motions that you battle his bird-keeping friend. Straight from the Olympia region, you have to take down Spook Hoot,
Ooh.
Happen, Pinnaclaw, Firapin, Zolosis, and a Serapin.
It's good to see all those again, too.
Toby's Pokemon Tempest series linked down below.
Some of this is discovering
You're
new stuff, and
given
some of
the
this is
final access
nostalgia of the
code as
old.
the two researchers huddle over Ron's recently
But yeah, I'd like to
discovered
check out that
garden.
Africa region.
They
I'll
concur
wait to the end.
that it seems if the trio of fairy-type Pokemon are returned to the helpful legendary, they may be able to wake it from its dormant state.
Yeah, but they might awaken the
With all of the
destructive
visiting
one,
professors
too.
met and defeated, your access code level is finally high enough to get through the last 3 restricted gates in the region. The remaining
gonna be quite the
legendary
thumbnail to
shards
make.
lie beyond those gates as well.
Yeah, I
along with
figured.
Who knows what else? You'll have to find out in the next episode. Thank you so much.
It could
for
be a
watching,
floating
and
shard,
please
or it could be a
like,
mystery
comment,
box.
and
Now, hold on,
subscribe
Lois.
If you enjoyed the video, a huge thank
know the rest.
to Loxton, Subjectively, Hoops and Hip Hop, Pewter City Gym, Pragmagic, Boreal Mind, True Green 7, and Bird Keeper Toby for letting
So
me
many
showcase their
Poketubers.
amazing regions. Again, links to all of those are down in the description.
You know you made it when you
And
got
a
other
particularly
Poketubers helping
big
you
thank
out,
you
right?
to Pragmagic for chewing me out for having a terrible mic. I sincerely apologize for all of the atrocious audio up until this point. But
it's
hooray
fine.
for the new mic.
I know it's a
All
bit
right,
different,
I'll see
but you know, it's
all
gonna
in the
get some
next
used
one
to.
for a legendary trio.
But yeah, those were all some really unique designs. Like, of course, I've seen a couple of them before, but those are some really nice designs for Pokemon. I'm interested in them all. I think my favorite, though, is the Africa region, just because that's kind of like a thing that we haven't really done yet. Like, of course, there's a lot of things that Pokemon hasn't done yet. But there's only been 9 generations that can't handle all of the world, and they've done like Japan twice at one point. So yeah. I think my big interest in the Africa one is because recently in Genshin they added Natlin, and that's the fire area. And I went there, and I was not expecting it to be Africa. That was like the last thing I thought of. But then when we got there, it's like, oh, that's genius. I love this. This is so nice. I've never been to Africa in real life, and I probably never will. But you know, it's just, you see someplace new, it's like, oh, this is gonna be good. But all this stuff is just neat. Like, I love all the designs of all different Pokemon, and again, there is a little blending, but overall they do stand out, especially that fairy type researcher. It's just something really cool. That was a lot of Poketubers. Even though I only recognized 3 of them, and even then I didn't know True Green 7 made his own Fakemon region. Like, I kind of just, you know, passively watch him, just like, hey, if it's a video in my recommended, sure, I'll check it out. But I didn't know I'm not like subscribed. But yeah, it was a cool thing to check out. To see all the Poketubers. That was really cool. Would have been nice if we could have gotten voices, but hey, you know what? It's fine they did, you know. What would you write? Then you have to argue about what they said and all that jazz, and plus freaking saying a bunch of stuff. And it would just be a bigger pain in the butt. So it just used to have one commentator overall, right? Well, 2 technically because our rival at the beginning, but still. And yeah, the evil team leader thing. But yeah, interesting lore on the destructive thing. As I figured, it's the thing that wiped out the freaking region. But thanks to the other legendary, it was able to stop it from wiping out the entire planet. And the evil legendary decides it's going to try to be sure that no life can grow. But the good legendary decide, we're going to make sure there's a way with 3 other legendaries. You have enough power to create 3 more mythicals, but not enough power to stay alive. Okay. Whatever. Don't think too hard about it. Alright, but yeah, cool designs. Cool stuff. This is a really cool episode to check out, and I'm glad I did. So, I don't have much else to say, so I guess I'll just see you all in the next one. Later.